this election focused on where the country is right now in terms of how we get it to a better place. What will people be looking for tonight?
I think there's specifically so much news going on. Even if we talk about the moderators, they are women. There's news surrounding women. There has been since the last election. And I think that it's so important that for Nikki Haley, let's say, you capitalize on the fact that there are three women up there and then push your agenda. For DeSantis, you capitalize on that situation and display what you're planning on doing. And same thing for Christie and Ramaswamy. But I think it's very important that we look at all the issues happening. We're in the middle of two wars that we are aligned with, closely aligned with. People want to know where the money is coming from. And especially as people in part of the Conservative Party, that's a big issue. How are we paying for these things? We see that the Senate is currently in a standstill regarding this exact issue. So even though foreign policy is not that big of a deal, we know we have foreign policy experts on the stage, right? So what are you going to speak to that, and how are you going to speak to that? And then I think the most important thing that I'll keep drilling home is the economy. People really want to know how they're going to pay for things tomorrow, because this year has not been great financially for a lot of people.
You know, I've always had,
somebody told me Vivek wasn't coming.
Say this, but I've always wanted to see a debate with no moderators.
I was going to not be in the video, y'all,
I think you have a great panel of them.
But since Vivek coming, I'm here.
I think you'd learn a lot more about the men and women because you'd get
y'all
to
know this is
judge
my permanent
things
spot
about,
now.
well,
This
how-
spot right here, y'all.
He was really
Y'all never
interrupting
see
her.
me in another
Did you
spot.
see him step in front that way? That was really rude. I think it would be an interesting measure. But of course, that won't happen, and probably for good reason. But I also think that it reminds people, Scotty, of what you want to focus on in terms of they have to spray a lot of issues. And that means that you have a lot of opportunities and
invited
to
us
say
to
things.
Yeah, they gonna. Somebody
Earlier
invited
point,
us
in
to
case
this,
the
y'all,
audience
after
didn't
the
catch
last
it.
one, the next
How
day
important
after
is
the
it
last
that
one, after we
these
dropped the last
men
one.
and this woman know,
And
here's
then
what
they
I'm going to
didn't
say
never
when this
reply
comes
again.
up. I'm not going to be
What is his
distracted.
name? We gotta crucify him. Y'all go
And
get him.
Pull the man up.
Pull the man up. We finna crucify
They have to
him.
not look like they're the DC Beltway.
Let's go
styles.
crucify him,
They have
man.
to look like they're someone that you want to invite into your living room, you want over for dinner, you want to meet
We want
your
on
family,
top of
and
that
they have
third
to be
one. What, we're
real,
like, what,
genuine,
2
and
for 4 right
trustworthy.
now?
Hey,
And
everybody.
some of them might have that
Hey,
backing
everybody.
more
We love
talented
y'all,
than the
man.
others.
Yeah.
Let me drink this
Christie's
snake.
got his game face on. Last word to you, Go.
You gotta pay your water bill.
Again, how many times do you remember?
Y'all,
the
he gotta go pay his
moderators?
water
I mean, they
bill,
set the edge of
guys.
the playing field, and unless they interrupt inside the 40 and the
Hey,
40,
everybody. We love
at
y'all,
that point, you
man.
remember the candidates and what they said. That was
Gotcha.
have any problems,
All right,
guys?
everybody,
Go
thank
pay
you
your
very
water
much.
bill,
Very
too, man,
exciting.
if
The
you
fourth
got
and
to,
final
man.
Republican presidential debate. DeSantis, Haley, Ramaswamy,
Can y'all
and
hear us?
Christie.
My check? Are we
Stay
good?
with us.
We love everybody. To get it pumping in, what is it? How many minutes we got? 3 minutes.
Everything sound good, everybody?
Iran has said the easiest way to get into America is through the southern border. We don't need to wait for another 9/11.
Nikki Haley, strength.
Y'all,
again
everything sounds
for America.
perfectly fine.
We have to secure the border. Instead of
Yes,
catch and
Brandon,
release,
that's
let's go to
coming.
catch and deport. We need to make sure we put 25,000 more Border Patrol and ICE agents on the ground and let them do their job.
Love y'all, man. No one else love you.
She'll
Y'all
close
in
the
this
border
world. Just
before
know
it's
take
too
glory.
late.
Love y'all in this
America
world,
needs to
guys.
wake up.
Remember that. No one else loves you in
SFA
this
Fund Inc.
world.
is responsible for the
Take glory.
content of this advertisement.
In these critical times, our country deserves a president who's more than
Gonna
empty
tag you.
promises. We need a leader who will tell it like it is
That's good.
and
That's
tackle
good.
our
Okay,
challenges
okay,
head on.
okay. Thank you.
That
Thank you,
leader
thank you, thank
is
you,
Ron
thank you.
DeSantis. He knows the sacrifices of war and
They
the
said thank
miracle
you
of
for
a
not
beating
wearing
heart.
shorts.
Ron's vision
Y'all
is clear.
funny.
Fighting for our future, not rehashing the past. That's why
Call
I
me Taylor, take glory.
wholeheartedly endorse him for president.
Christ is
Down is
king. Thank
responsible
you.
for the content of
Hey,
this
y'all.
Nikki Haley admits
The reason
Hey,
I got
y'all.
into politics
Look.
was because of Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton is actually the reason.
so Haley raised taxes like
This shirt,
Hillary,
guys?
backs open borders like Hillary,
gonna be
did
one of
favors
our
for
shirts,
Chinese
guys.
companies like
That's
Hillary.
what I like
Now the
today.
globalist Wall Street bankers who financed Hillary's campaigns are funding Haley's campaign.
Who's a very liberal Democrat, I urge you, help Nikki Haley too.
And just like Hillary Clinton, Nikki Haley shouldn't be president.
Say we the last 8 years, y'all. It's alright, y'all.
Y'all know who got us.
In journalism, trust is everything. It must be earned every day in the truth of our words and the stories we tell.
Hundreds of people are.
All right, y'all. Sorry. Well, I'm glad everything sounds great, man. Love my nephews. Somebody said they love our nephews. Hey, this my auntie for real. My auntie in the chat. My auntie in the chat.
Y'all,
Thank you.
we ready.
We're looking for some clips.
They said they
I know
glad-
Vivek finna clip cook.
They said they glad we're not wearing shorts, but Brock messed it up.
You can't see it, bro.
You said can't see it. You said my mic is not on.
I think Vivek is 4 for 4 right now.
You said my mic is not on.
Your mic's not on?
Y'all said I just sounded good earlier.
I don't know.
Oh, I turned it down. It's that one. I turned it down. Number 4, I did turn it down. I turned my mic down, y'all. I'm sorry, y'all.
He's an idiot.
I turned my mic down, guys.
I can't hear anything.
No, I muted it. I muted the actual video.
Hear that?
Yeah, I was just trying to talk to him, man.
Yeah.
Shout out Sam, man. Y'all don't know, Sam is an OG for sure.
What's that?
Hey. Sam is an OG for sure.
Oh, crap.
Sam is an OG.
Those are my headphones. Hey, this might be like, now we're actually probably the first live that we got. Perfect the first time. So we're like 1 for 4, 1 for 5, might be 1 for 6.
Something like that.
1 minute, all right. Kick it off. Let's get it.
Down said HUD.
Faith and college football.
God, TikTok is so funny, bro.
Is this a commercial?
Yeah, they're in Alabama. At the university right now.
Bombs away.
But on this night, the final showdown of the year moves to a new stage on America's newest cable news network. 40 days before the Iowa caucuses, millions of votes are still up for grabs. And 4 candidates are fighting for every last one of them. Who could catch fire? Live on News Nation.
Why I don't be seeing Chris Christie like that?
The lights are on.
I don't know.
The field
I see
is
everybody
set.
else.
And who knows what the tide will roll in.
You gotta get better Wi-Fi, bro. 0 for 7 now.
You recording right here?
Nah.
I'm sorry, y'all, man.
It's okay, bro. I'm trying to fix it.
Let me see who you turn the frame bit down.
Damn, bro. We was turned.
We were.
I was actually turned for real.
What a vibe killer.
I know, man.
That's
Turn
what
my
it's
vibe, man. Let's see if we get 24 frames per second.
We're still frozen? Are we still frozen?
Yes.
Wait. Nah, we probably cooked.
Hold on.
Check. It's giving, I know, bro.
No.
Yeah, in the stream, come back.
Hold on. Let me just see.
In the
Is my
stream,
bit
bro.
rate too high? The bit rate is not that high.
Nah, bro, I think it's
Let's
Wi-Fi problems.
take the phones off the Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi problems for sure.
Take the phones off the Wi-Fi.
Nah, yeah, we do have a lot of objects on Wi-Fi. I was looking at that the other day.
Look, you sure, man?
I just took mine off the Wi-Fi. It says we're back.
Hold on. Yeah, look like we back.
It sucks. Let us know, guys. Does it look?
They said cool hair.
Wow.
Sorry, y'all. My hair's just
We're
natural.
good. Okay, all right. Let's get to it, guys.
So, okay, hold on. Let me make sure. Okay.
I think we're good. I think the Wi-Fi might have fixed it. I think it's a Wi-Fi problem, bro. It has to be. We're gonna get better Wi-Fi, guys. We're gonna get better at this.
To cover over the next.
Full screen.
Willing to stand up and fight back against what the left is doing to this country. You've got to be willing to stand strong, and you've got to be willing to beat these people. I'm the only one running for president that has beaten these people on issue after issue. We beat the teachers' unions when we did school choice. We beat Fauci on COVID. We beat George Soros when we removed 2 of his radical district attorneys. We beat the Democrats on election integrity. I have delivered results. That's what we need for this country. And you have other candidates up here like Nikki Haley. She caves anytime the left comes after her, anytime the media comes after her. I did a bill in Florida to stop the gender mutilation of minors. It's child abuse and it's wrong. She opposes that bill. She thinks it's fine and the law shouldn't get involved with it. If you're not willing to stand up for the kids, if you're not willing to stand up and say that it is wrong to mutilate these kids, then you're not going to fight for the people back home. I will fight for you and I will win for you.
That's why you third, Ron. He started off hot.
On me.
You left government service in 2018 with
It's
just
Megan.
$100,000 in the bank. 5 years later, you're reportedly worth $8 million, thanks to lucrative corporate speeches and board memberships like you had with Boeing. Weeks ago, you met with Wall Street heavyweights, including leaders from J.P. Morgan, Goldman Sachs, and BlackRock. Several other billionaire investors are reportedly ready to endorse you, or recently have, all of which comes with expectations.
They exposing
Aren't you too tight with the banks and the billionaires to win over the GOP's working class base, which mostly wants to break the system, not elect someone beholden to it?
Well, thank you. It's great to be here. You know, first I'll tell you, just to respond to Ron, he continues to lie about my record. I actually said his Don't Say Gay bill didn't go far enough because it only talked about gender until the 3rd grade. And I said it shouldn't be done at all, that's for parents to talk about. It shouldn't be talked about with schools. In reference to donors coming on board, look, we will take support from anybody we can take support from. But I have been a conservative fighter all my life. I was a Tea Party candidate when I became governor. We opposed every single corporate bailout we possibly could. We passed tort reform. We passed one of the toughest illegal immigration laws in the country. We passed pro-life bills. We moved in unemployment from 11% to 3%. We took on the unions, and we took on Obama when it came to the unions, the Syrian refugees, and everything in between. And so I've had a fight. And so as much as Ron says that, that's not true. But when it comes to these corporate people that want to suddenly support us, we'll take it. But I don't ask them what their policies are. They ask me what my policies are. And I tell them what it is. Sometimes they agree with me, sometimes they don't. Some don't like how tough I am on China. Some don't like the fact that I've signed pro-life bills. Some don't like the fact that I may oppose corporate bailouts. That doesn't matter. That's who I am. And that's why the most conservative grassroots group in the country, Americans for Prosperity, endorsed me last week.
Well,
she might be a sellout, y'all.
I wouldn't buy
He
it.
didn't respond to the criticism. It wasn't about the Parents' Rights and Education bill. It was about prohibiting sex change operations on minors. They do puberty blockers. These are irreversible. Talk to Chloe Cole. She went through this. Now she's an adult. She's warning against it. She may never be able to have kids again. That is what Nikki Haley opposed. She said the law shouldn't get involved in that. And I just ask you, if you're somebody that's going to be the president of the United States and you can't stand up against child abuse, how are you going to be able to stand up for anything? That is the truth. We have it on video.
I said that
It is on video.
That if you have to be 18 to get a tattoo, you should have to be 18 to have anything done to change
You said
your
the
gender.
law should stay out of it.
She did say that.
We're gonna get to this in more detail.
I haven't
later.
seen the
Let's
video.
finish
Drop
the
it
was on-
electability,
it was on
but
X.
Trust me, we're coming back to this.
You
issue.
saw it?
I saw it
Mr.
on X.
Ramaswamy, for months,
There
you
he go.
campaigned as a unifier. Then you stood up at the first debate and attacked all of your competitors as bought and paid for. The second debate, you changed your tune, saying, these are good people on this stage, admitting you can come across as a bit of a know-it-all and rejecting the practice of personal insults. By debate number 3, you called Nikki Haley corrupt, accused Ron DeSantis of wearing high heels, and told Ambassador Haley she should keep a closer eye on her daughter. Can you see how this has led some to conclude you are not, in fact, a unifier, and to question your authenticity?
Megyn, I think there's a time and place for everything. We need somebody in the White House who absolutely is going to be a fighter when it counts. And I did say that there were some good people on that stage in that third debate. Doug Burgum was on that stage at that time. And I'll say that jokingly. Ron DeSantis is a good person, too. I want to go back, though, to Nikki Haley's comment from earlier that she is somehow not responding to the will of these donors. Nikki, you were bankrupt when you left the UN. After you left the UN, you became a military contractor. You actually started joining service on the board of Boeing, whose back you scratched for a very long time, and then gave foreign multinational speeches like Hillary Clinton is. And now you're a multimillionaire. That math does not add up. It adds up to the fact that you are corrupt. And when I said they were bought and paid for, I meant the Republican establishment, not the Democratic establishment. Now you have Reid Hoffman, the person who's effectively George Soros Jr., funding lawsuits across this country against Donald Trump to keep him off the ballot, funding left-wing causes. We discovered this week that he is one of Nikki Haley's largest supporters. Larry Fink, the king of the woke industrial complex, the ESG movement, the CEO of BlackRock, the most powerful company in the world, now supporting Nikki Haley. And to say that doesn't affect her is false, because it's after that meeting later that day that she says that every American needs to be doxxed by having their ID, their government-issued ID, tied to what they say on the internet. So I think that this is far more corrupt than I even imagined when I entered politics. But I will say this. It is going to take a leader from the outside with fresh legs from the next generation to unite this country. Not the broken politicians who are puppets of the puppet masters, but the actual people in this country. Thomas Jefferson was 33 when he wrote the Declaration of Independence. I think it's going to take somebody whose best days in life are still ahead to see a country whose best days are ahead of itself. And I think I can reach that next generation better than anybody else in this race.
Thank you. Response.
Megan. First of all, we weren't bankrupt when I left the UN. We're people of service. My husband is in the military, and I served our country as UN ambassador and governor.
Okay.
It may be bankrupt to him, but it certainly wasn't bankrupt to us. Secondly, I did serve on the board of Boeing.
What you mean
I did a
by
lot
that?
of work with Boeing when I was governor. They were a great partner to me. I served for 10 months. And then when they decided after COVID that they wanted to go for a corporate bailout, I've never supported corporate bailout, so I respectfully stepped back and got off the board. I love Boeing. They build good commercial airplanes. They build airplanes for our Air Force. I am proud of them. They employ a lot of people in South Carolina. But that's why I left the Boeing board. There's nothing to what he's saying. And in terms of these donors that are supporting me, they're just jealous. They wish that they were supporting them. But I'm not going to sit there and
Why did you leave the board, man?
Why did she leave the board? ESG and these woke corporations and BlackRock. The idea that I want to do that in Florida, they were managing our part of our pension, and then when they did the ESG, I took $2 billion away from BlackRock. We took action. This ESG, they call it environment, social governance, and again, Nikki is meeting with all these people. They want to use economic power to impose a left-wing agenda on this country. They want basically to change society without having to go through the constitutional process. We've kneecapped it in the state of Florida. The next president of the United States needs to be able to go to that office on day one and end ESG. And the fact of the matter is, we know from her history, Nikki will cave to those big donors when it counts. And that is not acceptable.
And just get Chris Christie ass off the stage. He ain't saying shit.
Yeah, go ahead, send him home, buddy. You ain't hungry enough.
When I wrote that book,
Well,
but
we
now
know he
I
hungry
worry.
enough.
I was warning about the industrial complex in this country as a warning. Apparently, she read it as a how-to manual, just like she reads George Orwell's books as well. And so I think that that's actually far more dangerous than, this is really important for people to understand. We're marching towards fascism under Biden. Jack Smith has subpoenaed every last retweet that someone has issued from Donald Trump in the year 2020. The only person more fascist than the Biden regime now is Nikki Haley, who thinks the government should identify every one of those individuals with an
they're in Alabama, and she's from South Carolina, so
and
all
she
her
should come
fans are
nowhere
there.
near the levers of power, let alone the White House.
I've got to get to Governor Christie. I haven't
Hey,
forgotten.
Vivek.
Can I just say,
You dropping gems, man.
I really appreciate
How
that.
you doing, sir?
Good to see you.
Can you
I'll be
please
booing
speak to
Nikki Haley.
the requirement that you said that every anonymous internet user needs to out themselves? They're both hitting
Damn,
you.
I wish I was
I would
there.
be happy to, and I love all the attention, fellas. Thank you for that.
Hee hee ha ha. You got the
I'll
home,
say
the
this.
home
What I
team.
said was that social media companies need to show us their algorithms. I also said there are millions of bots on social media right now. They're foreign, they're Chinese, they're Iranian. I will always fight for freedom of speech for Americans. We do not need freedom of speech for Russians and Iranians and Hamas. We
That's not
need
what you
social
said.
media companies to go
That's a
and
lie.
fight back on all of these
they got to do with
bots
anything?
that are happening. That's what
Does
I
that
said
matter?
as a mom.
They just saying something.
As
You
a
know
mom, do
Wi-Fi in
I
them
think
tunnels
that
on my
social
side.
media would be more civil
You know, on
if
Twitter.
we went and had people's names next to that? Yes, I do think that, because I think we've got too much cyberbullying. I think we've got child pornography and all of those things. But having said that, I never said government should go and require anyone's
That's
name.
false.
She
What
said, I want your name.
She
As President of the
absolutely said
United
it.
States, her first day in office, she said one of the first things I'm going to do
I
is
said
tell
we were going to
social
get
media
the
I
millions
want
of
your name.
votes.
She wants
Undertaker and Kane.
She said, you can roll the tape. She said, I want your name. And that was going to be one of the first things she did in office. And then she got real serious blowback, and understandably so, because it'd be a massive expansion of government. We have anonymous speech. The Federalist Papers were written with anonymous writers. Jay, Madison, and Hamilton, they went under Publius. It's something that's important, and especially given how conservatives have been attacked.
Kevin Durant would be
and
done.
they've lost jobs, and they've been canceled. You know the regime would use that to weaponize that against our own people.
Okay,
It was a bad
so I
idea,
have to say,
and she should own up to it.
Come on, now, what are we doing here? 15 seconds, and then there is the governor, former governor of New Jersey.
This cracks me up because Ron is so hypocritical because he actually went and tried to push a law that would stop anonymous people from talking to the press, and went so far to say bloggers should have to register with the state if they're going to write about elected officials. It was in the check your newspaper. It was absolutely there. I have never said government should
trample on your constitutional
You can come back to it
rights.
later.
This is more dangerous than the Democrats.
You're lying.
This section's over. Okay. Governor Christie.
Really?
Just that.
I'm usually not somebody who gets missed, but okay, let's go.
What's happening? Okay, I got you.
You ain't hungry.
Listen, you endorsed Donald Trump in
I don't see
2016
him on
and
Twitter.
2020. You gave him an A for his first term. Since then, however, you've turned on him, calling him a liar, a loser, a con man, and someone who cannot win. You've even said that you got into this race just to stop President Trump. His approval rating with Republicans is currently at 81%. Yours is at 25. Your best state is New Hampshire, and even there, 2/3 of GOP voters say they would be angry and disappointed if you won.
Oh my
Respectfully,
goodness.
Governor,
Why they
you're not
disrespect her like
Donald
that?
Trump. And voters may wonder how you could
crazy.
possibly become the nominee of a party that does not appear to like you very much.
Yeah, well, look, Megan, it's often very difficult to be the only person on the stage who's telling the truth, and the only person who is taking on what needs to be taken on. I look at my watch now. We're 17 minutes into this debate, and except for your little speech in the beginning, we've had these three acting as if the race is between the four of us. The fifth guy, who doesn't have the guts to show up and stand here, he's the one who, as you just put it, is way ahead in the polls. And yet, I've got these three guys who are all seemingly to compete with, Voldemort, he who shall not be named. They don't want to talk about it.
They call him Voldemort.
The fact is that when you go and you say the truth about somebody who is a dictator, a bully, who has taken shots at everybody, whether they've given him great service or not over time, who dares to disagree with him, then I understand why these three are timid to say anything about it. Maybe it's because they have future aspirations. Maybe those future aspirations are now, or maybe they're 4 years from now.
Should still be on
But
the
the
stage.
fact of the matter is the truth needs to be told. And for us to go 17 minutes without discussing the guy who has all those gaudy numbers you talked about is ridiculous. I'm in this race because the truth needs to be spoken. He is unfit. This is a guy who just said this past week that he wants to use the Department of Justice to go after his enemies when he gets in there. I mean, the fact of the matter is, he is unfit to be president, and there is no bigger issue in this race, man,
Why he keep using fit?
than Donald Trump, and those numbers prove it.
Governor Christie,
Yeah, Doug should be still on the stage.
that issue
Yeah,
of
facts.
Donald Trump in just a moment, but I'd like to
No
first
policy,
get to some
Trump.
questions
You
on
meet Ryan
Israel.
another man.
Governor
put
DeSantis,
Larry
tonight
Elder
as
out
we
there.
speak, the war is back on in Gaza. Israeli tanks are on the move and have
Uh-oh.
surrounded the home of the leader of Hamas. 8 Americans have been held hostage in the tunnels
Whoa, I didn't
beneath
know
Gaza
that.
for 60 days now.
I
American
didn't know
troops
that.
and warships in the Middle East are under attack. How far would you go as president to secure the release of
touchy
those
one.
8 American hostages?
Oh,
and would it
goodness.
include sending American forces into combat?
Hell no.
We have to look out for our people. When there are hostages, Commander-in-Chief, you have to do whatever you can to get them done. But the overall issue with this is this administration is trying to hobble Israel from being able to defend itself. They have a right to eliminate Hamas and win a total and complete victory so that they never have to deal with this again. Hamas wants nothing less than a second Holocaust. They would wipe off every single Jew off the map. They would destroy the state of Israel if we could. Joe Biden will say they support Israel, and then they do nothing but try to kneecap them every step of the way. You should not try to direct their war effort. We should work together with them so that they can bring Hamas to heel. Look, I served in Iraq back in the day. I'm the only one running for president that served in the military. I understand that part of the world. It's not the best part of the world. We do have troops there that Biden is leaving basically as sitting ducks. And you have the Iranians that are attacking these troops, and he's responding with basically pinpricks. If you harm an American service member, you're going to have hell to pay when I'm president. We are not going to let our troops be sitting ducks. We also need to look at what's the underlying problem here. Iran. Biden is doing nothing to bring Iran to account. You got to turn the screws on them. Don't let them have any oil revenue. The money they get, they send to Hamas, they send to Hezbollah, and they foment jihad throughout the Middle East. So Biden has empowered Iran just like he's empowered other adversaries. We stand with Israel. They're our best ally in the Middle East. We have a unique relationship with them, and you will see a strong relationship when I'm the president of the United States.
But would you send American troops?
He didn't tiptoe around it at all.
I want to hear Ray talk about this.
The problem with the first 3 debates. Ron gets asked a question, and he doesn't answer it. Your question was very specific. You said, would you send American troops as commander-in-chief? And he went on to this minute 30-second hosanna about his knowledge of the military and what we need to do, and didn't answer your question. Look, when you're president of the United States, you're not going to have a choice whether to answer that question or not. Your generals, your Secretary of Defense, your Secretary of State, your National Security Advisor are going to present plans to you. They're going to look at you and say, do we go or don't we, Mr. President? And you can't give a 90-second speech about your military service, as laudable as it is.
Would you send American troops in to rescue those hostages?
Absolutely. If they had a plan which showed me that we could get them out safely, you're damn right I'd send the American Army in there to get our people home and get them home now. And I'll answer that question directly.
Thank you, Governor Christie.
Yeah, he did have a point.
Mr. Ramaswamy, you have said it was irresponsible for Ambassador Haley to call Hamas's terrorist rampage an attack on America and for her to, quote, rabidly shout, finish them, end quote. The Hamas terror attack left dozens of Americans dead and was the deadliest attack on Jews since the Holocaust. Why wouldn't it be a good thing to finish Hamas?
Finish them was purposefully vague in a discussion that included Iran, which is what I objected to. And I think it's, as U.S. president, you have to be responsible. What happened to Israel was dead wrong. What Hamas did was medieval. It was subhuman. It was immoral. And we have to call that out for what it is on October 7th. But to say that that was an attack on America fails a basic test. I mean, Nick, if you can't tell the difference between where Israel is and the U.S. is on a map, I can have my 3-year-old son show you the difference. That is irresponsible because it has major consequences, because that doesn't leave room for what actually is an attack on America. So I believe I have the strongest pro-Israel position actually on the stage, even though it's a little bit different than the standard GOP talking points. And it is this. The founding vision of Israel, David Ben-Gurion, the George Washington figure of Israel, what did he believe? He believed that we don't want, as Israel, to depend on the fleeting sympathies of the West and have our hands tied. I think Israel has an absolute right to defend itself to the fullest, without the U.S., the UN, or the EU, or anybody else second-guessing their decisions, as the Biden administration, guess what, is now starting to do. I think that's a more deeply pro-Israel position than anybody else, and it keeps the actual lines of accountability clear because it is a pro-American position. And as leader of the United States of America, just as a father of 2 sons, my sole moral duty is to my family. As your next president, my sole moral duty is to you, the people of this country. That's how I'm going to lead. So I'll tell Bibi, you smoke the terrorists on your southern border, you go ahead and we're rooting for you. We're going to smoke the terrorists on our own southern border, and that's how I'm going to lead this country.
Like that.
But Americans Americans were killed in that attack. And so if you looked at this terrorist attack and the number of Americans, this would be one of the top 10 terrorist attacks in American history.
But it wasn't in America.
Own people were killed in that attack. And I think it's absolutely appropriate to point that out and to say that we're in this together. And we are going to work with Israel so that these people are brought to justice. I agree with that.
Disagree. America
Ambassador
first.
Haley, I'm coming to you. Iran is on the threshold of becoming a nuclear state. The Wall Street Journal reported that Iranian military leaders gave the green light for Hamas's attack on Israel. You said in last month's debate that, by contrast to the Biden administration's approach to Iran, you would, quote, punch them once and punch them hard. Were you saying that it's time to bomb Iran?
No, I was not saying it's time to bomb Iran, but I will tell you, I dealt with Iran every day when I was at the United Nations, and they only respond to strength. What they don't respond to is when you weaken the sanctions like they did on Iran that allowed China to send them billions to fill their proxies. What they don't respond to is when you give $6 billion for 5 hostages. That only makes them want more hostages. What they don't respond to is when they do 140 strikes on our men and women in Syria and Iraq, and we do nothing but just some small shots back. You've got to punch them, you've got to punch them hard, and let them know that. That's the only way they're going to respond. So the way you do that is you go after their infrastructure in Syria and Iraq where they're hitting our soldiers. That's what you do, and then that's when they'll back off. The problem is you have to see that all of these are related.
How about we get them out of there?
If you look at the fact Russia was losing that war with Ukraine. Putin had hit rock bottom. They had raised the draft age to 65. He was getting drones and missiles, drones from Iran, missiles from North Korea. And so what happened? When he hit rock bottom, all of a sudden, his other friend, Iran, Hamas goes and invades Israel and butchers those people on Putin's birthday. There is no one happier right now than Putin because all of the attention America had on Ukraine suddenly went to Israel. And that's what they were hoping is going to happen. We need to make sure that we have full clarity that there is a reason, again, that Taiwanese want to help Ukrainians because they know if Ukraine wins, China won't invade Taiwan. There's a reason the Ukrainians want to help Israelis because they know that if Iran wins, Russia wins. These are all connected. But what wins all of that is a strong America, not a weak America. And that's what Joe Biden's given us.
I want to say one thing about the tie to Ukraine, if I may. So foreign policy experience is not the same as foreign policy wisdom. I want everybody at home to note that I was the first person to say we need a reasonable peace deal in Ukraine. Now a lot of the neocons are quietly coming along to that position, with the exceptions of Nikki Haley and Joe Biden, who still support this, what I believe is pointless war in Ukraine. And I think those with foreign policy experience, one thing that Joe Biden and Nikki Haley have in common is that neither of them could even state for you 3 provinces in eastern Ukraine that they want to send our troops to actually fight for. Look at that. This is what I want people to understand. These people have, I mean, she has no idea what the hell the names of those provinces are. But she wants to send our sons and daughters and our troops and our military equipment to go fight it. So reject this myth that they've been selling you that somebody had a cup of coffee stint at the UN and then makes $8 million after, has real foreign policy experience. It takes an outsider to see this. Look at the blank expression. She doesn't know the names of the provinces that she wants to add. Right there. The donors. This is what we need. The donors right there that are playing like the puppet master.
No. Let me just say something here.
He calling people loud.
I'm
so interested, bro.
In Ukraine, he made it clear. Give them all the land they've already stolen. Promise Putin you'll never put Ukraine in Russia, and then trust Putin not to have a relationship with China.
Trump did it.
Let me tell you something.
Trump did it. That's why I messed up. So like we seen it before.
What you said. You do this at every debate.
I'll tell you exactly what it is.
Don't interrupt me.
Are you mad, bro?
Okay?
You mad, bro?
You do this at every debate. You go out on the stump and you say something. All of us see it on video. We confront you out on the debate stage. You say you didn't say it, and then you back away. And I want to say one.
Exactly what I said, Chris.
I'm not done yet.
They said the swinging.
Hold on.
This man is spewing nonsense.
This is the
Boy, look at that double chin, boy.
fourth debate that you would be
Look at his
voted
body.
in the first
That neck
20
hanging.
minutes
Look at his
as
body.
the most obnoxious blowhard in America. So shut up for a little while.
Oh, hold on.
He said the most obnoxious what?
We're going to let you respond to that. We're going to let you respond to that. Let him finish.
I want to say something else. We're now 25 minutes into this debate, and he has insulted Nikki Haley's basic intelligence.
Damn, he dick riding.
Not her positions, her basic
We're debating.
intelligence. She doesn't know regions. She wouldn't be able to find something on a map that his 3-year-old could find. Look,
she didn't
if you want to
know the
disagree on
regions,
issues,
though.
that's fine. And Nikki and I disagree on some issues. But I'll tell you this, I've known her for 12 years, which is longer than he's even started to vote in a Republican primary.
He was getting billions.
We
He was
disagree
getting
about
billions while
some
he was
issues,
doing
and
that.
We disagree about who should be president of the United States. What we don't disagree on is this is a smart, accomplished woman, and you should stop insulting
So
her.
I'm going to take this.
Shut your ass up. He trying to win the crowd, bro. Because you know her fans there. He know her fans there trying to win the crowd over. Puss ass.
So this not a president
Three
debate.
things right there. First of all, Chris Christie also doesn't know what provinces in eastern Ukraine he actually wants us to fight for. Chris, your version of foreign policy experience
Look at Ron. He like,
was
oh,
closing
shit.
a bridge from New Jersey to New York.
Yeah.
So do everybody a favor. Just walk yourself off that stage, enjoy a nice meal.
Yeah.
Excuse me, Chris. I'm not
This
done
dude
yet.
saw me just broke his shit. What you fucking did, bro?
Listen up to this. These
The
people
line
have seen
over?
their sons and
No, you
daughters
broke
die.
it. Oh
They've been
my
arguing
God.
for it for a year. $200 billion of our taxpayer money sent over. Neither of them could even name for you the provinces
go
that
get a
they
meal.
want to protect. And this is the people who have been touting their so-called foreign policy experience. It is
I gotta drop that on
intellectual
Twitter.
fraud. These people are lying to you. The same people who told you about weapons and mass destruction in Iraq to
Go
justify
get a
that
meal.
invasion didn't know the first thing about it, yet they sent thousands of our sons and daughters to go die. The same people who told you the same in Afghanistan, where the Taliban is still in charge 20 years later. $7 trillion of our national debt due to these toxic neocons. You could put lipstick on a Dick Cheney, it is still a fascist neocon.
Thank
and
you,
you gotta
Mr.
see that
Ramaswamy.
today.
Thank you,
It's
Mr.
Dick Cheney
Ramaswamy.
all over again in this party.
Thank you, Mr. Ramaswamy. 15 seconds.
Go get a meal.
Name the provinces.
I'm sorry, y'all.
Name the first thing about Eastern
Thank you.
countries.
I think we've had enough of this. And Crimea.
Think about that.
Let me just.
It's actually Crimea is the wrong answer.
All right.
The floor is Christie's.
All right. Let me just say this. You know, this is the kind of thing
He got flamed.
where he talks about experience. You know,
He said,
I was the
"Oh,
U.S.
you
attorney
look like him."
in New Jersey when the terrorist attacks were launched against the United States in 2001. I brought the first two cases in this country against terrorists who tried to attack us again. And I know about the threat of terrorism and bullying in this country and around the world. And at that time, he was learning about the provinces in Ukraine, sitting with his smart-ass mouth at Harvard. That's what was going on.
What's wrong with that?
So,
Damn,
and
what's
the fact of the matter
He
is,
was
that
at
back then he
Harvard.
was a Democrat. So, you know, the fact
Now he a
is,
Democrat. Now he a
is that
Democrat.
all he knows how to do.
Well, you were busy hugging
all
Barack
he
Obama
knows how
getting
to
him
do.
elected.
Thank you.
All he knows how to do is insult good people who have committed their lives to public service and not say
best
anything
debate
that
so
moves
far.
the ball down the field for the United
getting
States.
All right.
heated.
Thank you, Governor Christie. We are going to take a quick break. Cool
This is
things
like a
down
professional
little bit.
cook session.
When we come back, we're going to tackle issues on the southern
You want to do that
that was
with
beautiful.
Vivek? He said, Vivek said, is you laughing? I know you ain't laughing. Boy, you.
Wow, that was insane, guys. Damn, man, I almost messed up.
He
this
told
segment
the
in here.
man
He
to
said-
go get a meal.
Yeah, that was bad. Do yourself a favor. Get off the stage. Go get a meal. Oh,
That is
that's pretty bad.
insane.
That's pretty bad.
Oh my
Ain't no
god.
recovering
I
after
know
that.
you ain't laughing over there.
Oh my god.
It's literally no recovering after that one right there.
Like, bro,
And then
why?
he tried to team up with Nikki. Like,
On me,
like, what you doing?
we're debating. This is what we supposed to do. You supposed to debate with your words. Words hurt. You better fight with your words.
You gotta fight with your words, man.
He acting like he trying to get a date with Nikki Haley or
They said
something.
we D-Ride Vivek.
Man, no.
Man, that's the homie, man. Y'all better stop.
Is he not winning the debate again?
Keep it 100.
Is he not winning?
Keep it 100.
He is, bro. It's no way.
Hey, he said go make a burger today.
The order remains. The order remains. Let's get Trump another one. Let's get. We can get Vivek under his VP. If
No,
you
I
wanna do that.
need Vivek.
Hey, y'all
Done,
wanna hear
man.
something?
You want him right now?
Yeah.
I'm not mad
Hey,
at that.
y'all heard something
Not mad at
crazy?
that.
I heard that was kind of like, don't get mad, bro. But y'all ever watch Bob's Burger?
And yeah,
I heard him, Brian.
Yeah,
Seen it.
yeah, somebody said that's what Vivek looked like if he shaved his face.
Wow.
I was messed up. I see that. I said, man, I hate people, bro.
Bob, I know who you talking about, bro.
I hate people.
Hold on, bro.
No, don't pull it up, bro.
I hate people, man.
Hold on, bro. I gotta pull this up right quick.
Hey, Twitter be so funny, man.
Oh man, that's hilarious.
I never heard a president tell somebody go eat a burger.
Oh my God. Let's see.
I can't believe he said gonna get a meal.
Are you talking about him?
Yeah.
Man, he don't look like him, man.
They say if he shaved his face, I seen a video.
Yeah, he doesn't look like Vivek, bro. Yeah, like, that's hilarious, though.
I said.
Oh, man. Is it like, hold on, guys.
It's crazy.
Why
man.
does News Nation have commercials? Did the other ones have commercials?
Yes,
Yes,
they've all had commercials.
Yeah. We was doing the same thing we doing right now, Playboy.
Ah, that was so funny, bro. That's gonna go viral for sure. I think Vivek just like going viral, bro. Cause I mean, like,
Are we still doing the
what?
When people
What they say? As a Christian, I stand.
and there was another one we missed too.
I stand with Israel in case you need equipment. Oh, thank you. All right, that's the. Hold on. What was the
Dang.
Damn. Okay.
Just laughing face. That's my thing. Thank you so much.
Hey, she always does that. You are literally the go. She's probably like top 2 donations.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's goated.
For sure.
That
was awesome.
Hey, y'all remember Donnie?
That made my day.
Cool.
Donnie used
Donnie, if you out there, my boy.
Donnie, if you ever watching this,
Did he do 500?
He said I can't.
500 2 days in a row.
Bro,
When we
2
were
days.
at like how many subs, bro?
Like 20, bro.
10 maybe,
He
bro.
said like, damn.
We was probably like at 20K. Donnie
He
kept
said
saying,
like $500.
yeah, he said, I can't send no
2
more,
days
guys.
in a
I
row.
want to send y'all some more.
That was the
messed up.
first day I thought, hold up. This might be different.
Shout out to Donnie. If Donnie ever come back in the chat, man, we love Donnie. We still.
Donnie, we would fly you out here.
Nah,
you was part of the motivation, man.
Nah, bro.
Facts.
I remember when we had that subscriber that we pulled up to the hospital and seen, bro. We were trying to
Man,
see him,
I remember that too.
We should have dropped the video,
bro.
bro.
We tried.
How did we get in touch with him, though?
He commented on a video.
Oh, he was like, I'm in Lafayette in the hospital. Just
Yeah.
got-
We tried to go see him.
He was in a car accident?
No, something with his girl. You remember? Yeah, I think it was a car accident or something like that. He got hit by a car or something.
And they wouldn't let us in because
Man, I wish you could find him, bro.
Yeah, bro. But
That was late.
I know he was probably messed up out there,
Yeah,
bro.
what did we give him? Some balloons?
We gave
I
him some
forgot.
balloons,
That was a
get
long time
well,
ago.
get well card.
It was actually this lady, bro. I think I took a screenshot. I hope she gets in the chat, bro. I've been trying to get in touch with her because she said in the comments, she said, I've been missing meals trying to save up for my kid's Christmas present. She said something, but like she just said it casually, so I was like, okay, she's not trying to like scam or nothing, but it messed me up though.
Yeah, we need to do something, man.
Oh, okay.
Need to bless somebody for Christmas.
Nah, yeah, I was thinking that, bro.
We are now going to go to the crisis
all-woman
on the southern
panel.
border. Polls show immigration and the crisis are among the most pressing issues for Republican voters right now. Both the issue of migrants crossing illegally into our country and the separate issue of fentanyl being smuggled in mostly through legal ports of entry. All year, News Nation has been at the border documenting the crisis. In 2023 alone,
Hey, that's when we was there.
Border
Yeah,
Patrol
shout out Allie.
encountered a record 2.4 million migrants. All 4 of you have talked tough